All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome on back. And sorry, I'm eating a little bit of dinner, but I just wanted to kind of go through my team because I'm not going to do an off-season video on this one. But this is 2033 season. Here's the roster. I'll show you all my draft picks and everything. I didn't do much on free agency. It wasn't like much of a. It wasn't much of a exciting kind of off season. The only thing that happened really, as far as like my team changing from last year, the big thing was we lost a couple of players. A big one was Cordell Lewis, 27, the cornerback. But I just didn't have the money to sign him. But other than that, things kind of stayed the same. We just kind of had the four first round draft picks and everything like that. So I'll show you those. And a lot of it's just what I typically do: offensive line depth, defensive help. I did need a new corner, so we got a new corner. So I'll show you him. But for now, the quarterbacks are the same: Claiborne and Ross. Oh God, excuse me. Running backs: Murphy, Molden, Holiday, Jackson, the fullback, Parnell. Another big difference is I'm actually going to be committing to Parnell as my number one receiver. Peck will fill in if he gets hurt, and Peck will be the number two receiver on three receiver sets. So on regular formations, with the tight ends and everything like that, Parnell and Jones will be the receivers, and then on three receiver sets, which I'm typically in, Peck will be the number two receiver, and Parnell will go down to the slot, or he'll be the number one receiver, and Parnell will go to the slot. Jones will stay at number two. So Madden, Clark, and Bolden. Bolden was a draft pick. He was like a fifth round pick. Just filling some depth there. Get a good young player. Walsh and Johnson, a couple former first round picks. There's the left tackles, George and Patton as the guards. Now Patton is the backup left guard's going to be Johnson. So Johnson's basically going to be the backup on the left side, and I believe he's the backup center as well. So to get him some playing time, and he's just a quality player. But Gray again will be my starting center. Bass was a late round pick, just to fill in and kind of develop. I don't think he'll turn out to be much. Borden and Bass was actually a player that I picked up off my practice squads. He just ended up working out decent. He's not great, but he's a good solid backup. Spicer Levine, the longtime starter at right tackle. Spicer will be the backup tackle and the backup guard. And Favors was a first-round pick this year. So we've got a lot of talent on the offensive line. That at least that's young anyway. Sorry, I'm having some spaghetti. All right, so the left ends are going to be Thurman and Hitchens like last couple of years, or Thurman was, I'm sorry, like last year. Robinson and Boston. Weaver, Kennedy, Buchanan was, I think, like a third or fourth round pick, or maybe a second. Can't remember. But Buchanan's coming in. Hell, he's actually, I think he was like a third round pick, and he was like the rated eighth player in the draft. They got like a really good pick out of him, so he could end up being a starter. Kennedy's a guy I got out of that trade a couple years ago, and along with Carr. And Weaver was a first round pick last year. Donald, Eaton, and Campbell has gone down a lot just because he's getting older. But Donald will be the left outside linebacker. Smith will be the middle. This was the fourth pick of the draft. I'm going to be putting a lot of resources into him. I don't know how much he'll play this year, but he's going to be a future starter. He'll probably be my starting middle linebacker if Smith leaves next year. Callan, and then Fox. You guys know Fox. Fox played excellent. He was 59. And so, yeah, we got our good young linebacking core. Dale will be the starter. Dobbs will actually be the on the other side. Carr will be the slot corner. So Dobbs was the other first round pick that I had. I think it was like the 17th pick, or no. Sorry, it's like the 31st pick of the draft or something. But yeah, so Dobbs is a kind of future starter. And Dixon and Pleasance, couple of picks that were just developing. Sutherland and Short like last year. Wagner, and then Klein was a draft pick this year. So Short will be the main backup to everybody. So Wagner and Sutherland, yeah, are the starters. So anyway, let's play the first game.
It's week 1 of the NFL, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Jets and the reigning Super Bowl champs on Thursday night.
As the weekend approaches, let's settle in and end the week right, with an outstanding Thursday night contest here with the NFL on EA Sports. For the first time this season, I'm Kate Scott alongside Brock Heward up in this broadcast booth, and the long wait is over, partner. A new season officially begins tonight.
Yeah, and these are the two teams who have the honor, really the privilege of ringing in the new regular season. And I know, with how long it's been since the Super Bowl ended, any two teams would be great to watch. But as usual, well, Park Avenue and the NFL has scheduled a heck of an opener for us. And it's about time we get week one underway.
Glorious months of football about to get underway. We're all set, and away we go in a new NFL season. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And it's going to be the man under center who brings him out, now in his 9th NFL season.
It's the dawn of a new season, Kate, with all the promise in the world ahead of he and his squad. And this is where all that off-season planning, the reps in camp, the sweat, the blood, the tears come into play. And you really don't want to stumble out the gate. You want to be the horse who jumps to the front right away and let everybody try to chase you down.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they get him down after a solid gain up to the 31. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 31. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. They're throwing it. He has the first over the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They'll come up 1st and 10. From midfield now. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Trying the right side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So on fourth down, it's Ryan Wright out to punt it away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Dolphins as they get set for their debut series. And we will get a look at their sixth-year signal caller.
Kid, I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opener, right? Week
Hi, guys.
one, all
real
has
quick.
a sense of gratitude. All has a smile on their
Parnell,
face. You're one
guy
of
was going to kind of
32
start
guys on the planet that get to start an NFL
as my number one
season.
be my
You
number one
wanna make
receiver.
the
Sorry,
most of that chance.
is actually out in the game, so Peck will be starting in a spot.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they are there to bring him to a halt at the 26. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll push this upfield and earn
Also,
that
him and
with
Molden are going to
down.
kind of be the starting running backs.
Kate, I know
1A
you
and
can see
1B.
that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that
So,
run.
Oh God, Murphy's going to get his typical, 2 drives. In the past, it's been the starter gets 2 drives, the backup gets 1. So this one's going to be 2 and 2. So he's going to get 2 drives, and Molden will get 2 drives. That's kind of how and then I'll feel the game out kind of as it ends.
Thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. Brought in right side. Still has some space inside the 35. And they finally bring him down, but that
The old
is a
man
big
still got
gain
it, baby.
and a new
31
set
years
down.
old, still creating separation.
It's a pickup of 39 yards. And it'll be first down, Miami.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Here's a give up the middle. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Another carry for him. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
He'll throw it. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Miami touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Jason Sanders to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And they are really starting the season off with a banger of a contest here, Brock. A chance to measure up against a division rival, and this win could be an important one to have in hand in just a few months. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he gets this one to the 49 on a solid pickup. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. They give it to him again. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down around the 34.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Pickup of 2 here. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. He's got him. That's McMillan. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
He's got it near the 10. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. So the new NFL season officially well underway as we've reached the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Miami in just a moment. Back now for the 2nd quarter, and the Jets, they've got to look towards that end zone. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Catch is made in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Dives for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown! The Jets can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. That one splits the uprights. And the Jets tie it up as he nails his 1st try of the season. Right, ready to send this one away. Starting from the 5. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. Now we're going to see the Dolphin offense for their 2nd drive of the contest. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
No luck finding his receiver that time. And it's going to be 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Looking to the air here. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 11. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. That one's complete, right side. And he's tackled for a short gain. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. He's got it over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll run here on first down. And they'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop him. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Give them 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. This one's caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Handoff now out of the gun. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1. Back to the well again. And he's in for the touchdown. The Dolphins take a 2nd quarter lead. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well dropped, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that can score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch? Right off the line of scrimmage. That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins break that tie and now lead by 7. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Jets back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They're 1 for 1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He's got a man left. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
That pass complete to McMillan. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. Third down coming. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. On again comes Ryan Wright for another punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins and this running back headed back out for a new series. And we'll see if the perfect start can continue as they try for their third touchdown in 3 drives. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff up the gut. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Miami. Simple dive up the middle. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Now a Sauce Gardner dropping him there. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. This time it's a passing play. That one's caught along the left sideline. Down to the 10. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins grow their lead just before halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. You gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Sanders connects on the point after. And the Dolphins double their lead to 14. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now here comes the New York offense. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punch, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. Back now, pressure on its way. He's got time here. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down. They'll try and throw it here. Escapes the pocket. Oh, the football's loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Dolphins returning their offense and this running back to the field. And eventually Brock won. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes in that.
Previous play is under review. After review the play.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. Here he is on 3rd and long. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
These defenders, they can just feel it. You're up a couple scores in the game, and you know what the other side is starting to do. They're starting to press, and you're going to start to see a little bit more pass. And that's when these defenders pin their ears back, they get home, and they create havoc in a sack, just like that.
This offense running out for a new... by their running back. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Dolphins football. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. So that clock's going to run as he takes a knee. We'll see if the defense wants to burn a timeout and preserve some of it. So we've reached the half in this year's NFL kickoff game to the season. Now we'll send you up to Orlando, our studios there, for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some good games starting in the...
No need for halftime. We'll just keep it right here and get started with the third quarter. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Has this at the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Dolphins ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a throw. Complete out to the right side. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Give now to the running back. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2 yards on the pickup. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Hits him on the end route. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one does not go far.
Oh, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Complete out to the right. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. All right, set now. 1st and 10. right up the gut. And this is down to the 5-yard line before they can stop him. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing now from the gun. This throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
Only a yard on the pickup. Now it's 2nd and goal. They're running again. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown. The Dolphins grow the lead coming out of halftime. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season. Training staff out to work on it. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Handoff now from the gun. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a groove, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Looking for a throw here. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And he's been one of the players of this game. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. And a fair catch made without incident just inside the 25. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run. And that sets up 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And he's certainly given us a performance worthy of these primetime lights. This is now a 100-yard game that he's put together. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. All right, here we go. 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. They're signaling for a stoppage here, and yep, there's a player injured after that snap. Not what they wanted to see in week 1 as their medical staff heads out to check on him. To throw here on 1st down. Buys time, rolling right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. So now here's 3rd and 5. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Sorry, guys, I'm actually kind of distracted. I shouldn't have called that play. I'm in the middle of texting people and took a phone call. I'm sorry about that. It was a stupid call there.
And this offense forcing a 4th down.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And, oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. The Jets out to begin another drive. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll throw it. Short pass brought in. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 24. That's complete to Wilson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Setting up a throw. Completed over the middle. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing it again here. On target to Jackson. He winds up out of bounds, but things not settled yet. We've got a flag down.
Unnecessary run defense.
An avoidable mistake, and that one's going to set the coaches off more than almost any other. And now they're going to mark off the yardage. Running it after the penalty. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the...
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Dolphins will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, partner, you know this one firsthand. Getting them behind the sticks really limited what the call could be on the offensive side, and no doubt helped set up that INT.
Unfortunately, I sure do. And when you're in these situations, you got to have self-talk. You really do as a quarterback. You got to tell yourself, third and long, extra long like this, protect the football. Protect the football. A punt is okay. Quarterback extra aggressive in the defense, well, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They took it from them.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Plowing up the middle. Escapes a defender. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Here's 2nd and 2. Hauled in left side. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll be brought down after a short carry that crosses the 45. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. They give it to him again. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And he's brought down for a loss. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the 1st game of the season. Training staff out to work on him. Throwing for it on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. 2nd and 8. Hits him on the out route. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff up the gut. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. Another carry for him. And he's got them down at the doorstep inside the 5. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Back to the well again. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Dolphins looking like they'll start this season with a win. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal.
Let's go.
Here's a give straight up the middle. And he gets in, touchdown. The Dolphins put up even more points in a win. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score, don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Trying again following the sack. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
3rd and long for him here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They'll send out the punting unit. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's able to drive up past the 40. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
So in the end, it's a Dolphins win here. And they're no doubt happy to get their season off on the right track and claim the first victory of this new campaign. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins, your winners, as we say so long from Miami.